Watergate continues, and it's getting wetter than ever after Fladlack Cerny squirted the water bottle into the front row of the Celtic fans, and now Simon Jordan is coming out. He is demanding Cerny be punished, but there's probably one thing that Simon Jordan and all these other people that are complaining about this incident have, and they're all a bunch of pricks. Welcome back, guys, to Fog Football. Let's talk about it. Simon Jordan, a guy that I've never respected, a guy that I've never liked, a guy whose opinion I've never taken seriously. So therefore, does it shock me that he thinks that Fladlack Cerny's completed like the crime of the century here? Absolutely not.
No, absolutely not. And you know what? I've lost a lot of respect for people. No, see the people. There's a difference, right? There's Celtic fans that are saying it would be funny if he got an 8-game ban, but there's others demanding it. And to me, there's a clear difference, right? I think if he does get an 8-game ban for it, I can see the funny side of it because it's pathetic. But see these people demanding it because they think it's justice. It's a disgrace, right? And it's fucking embarrassing.
Look at all the things that have been done in games of football. Look at all the things that have happened in Old Firm matches, and you're really wanting to draw the line. A player celebrating a late winner at the opposition ground by just squirting a water bottle into the front row. It is absolutely embarrassing, man. And what it really is, I think, is some Celtic fans just can't accept the fact, and they're huffing that they've lost the last two Old Firm games in a row.
And it's took the
despite being top of the table, despite having the league in the bag, they just do not like the fact that they've lost to Rangers twice, and that Brendan Rodgers, who was deemed to be, Rodgers doesn't lose derbies, well, he's lost two now, and who's he lost them against? He's lost them against one of the worst managers in Rangers history, apparently, and probably the least experienced manager, the least deserving manager in terms of qualifications and ability to ever get the Rangers job in Barry Ferguson. So how good can Brendan Rodgers really be? That big Brendan has just lost his last... And, I mean, he's not just lost them, and he's lost them fairly. Rangers were the better team on Sunday, no doubt about it. In the 3-0 game, Rangers absolutely destroyed Celtic. And you know what? Rangers were probably the better side overall in the Cup game as well. So that's the last 3 Old Firm matches where Celtic have lost 2, won 1. And the one that they did win, they were very fortunate. And I'm not going to bring up the whole penalty that should have been a penalty thing. But, you know, the fact that they were second best that day and were benefiting from a decision that Rangers should have got that they never... to me, this is just deflection blame, isn't it? I think they can't handle the fact that here maybe the tide is turning, especially in these matches. Not maybe overall, but in terms of Old Firm games, we're actually finally you're going into matches now believing that Rangers can actually win, whereas before it just felt like Celtic will win.
Yeah, like we look at the next game. Obviously, it'll be at Ibrox. I'd say Rangers are obviously favourites.
You would not be shocked if they did 3 in a row.
Yeah, and when I say obviously favourites, I don't mean like, it's like 90-10 sort of odds, but I would expect Rangers to win just based off the fact that they beat them at Parkhead and they beat them at Ibrox earlier in the season. But I wouldn't be surprised if Celtic won. But you're right, like if he loses 3 in a row, that's a trend. That's not a one-off.
Yeah, but I mean, so let's get into the incident, man. People are making it as if Cerny's actually cracked a bottle off some like 80-year-old fan in the front row.
And dropped him. Whipped out a rocket launcher.
I mean, the guy... you don't know what was in that? You know what? No, it was probably in it. Fucking water, considering it was Cerny's water bottle that he was drinking it of, for God's sake. Oh, but there could have been anything in that. Aye, because I'm pretty sure Cerny's drinking fucking pish or acid or...
No, the Celtic fans were drinking pish, actually. What do you make of that? When the police held them and then didn't give them any food or drink, so they drank their own piss outside the stadium.
That's karma if from the tap water in Seville or whatever. Like,
or toilet water. What would you rather drink, your own piss or toilet water? Can we put up for a poll?
At least your own piss is your own, like, you know what I mean? Toilet water, you don't know whose you're getting. Like,
what was the toilet water though? Was it the toilet water in the bottom of the toilet, or was it like, the system at the back?
Ooh.
I think there is a big difference. I think.
Would you rather drink the one in the back, I'm assuming?
I'd rather drink out the system, because the fucking toilet's got all the germs, reminiscent of everyone else's pish. Of course I'd rather drink out the system. But then you've got your own piss to contend. It's just a piss situation,
Yeah,
isn't it?
piss it. But no, you know what? Fuck Simon Jordan, what a loser.
Well, let's get into what he said. So, and I quote, "We know the nature of the fixture. We know this is a fixture which has denied away fans into the stadium, so we don't really want players inciting anything more than what they will do by scoring goals and celebrating in front of fans. It's a stupid thing to have done. It's certainly a club matter. The club should be dealing with him. I'm not sure what the police will do. I'm not entirely sure what they can charge him with, but it's a silly thing to do given the tinderbox that the game will be. Was it premeditated or was it simply emotion overcoming someone? It's a stupid thing to do. Fans are there for a slightly different reason than professional footballers. Fans are there to support their club. They're not particularly balanced. The key is you're a professional footballer. So what he did there, I think, was bloody stupid. Explainable to some extent. If he had ran along the touchline and made a hand gesture, then there would have been some incitement there as well." End of quote. Let's just go back to the police, right? What the fuck can the police do? No, seriously, people are like, "Oh, but if you do this in a crowd, if you do this in Princes Street in Edinburgh, don't know why they keep going back to Edinburgh. What about anywhere? Has Edinburgh got some fucking strict law where if you pour water over somebody, it's bang bang good night?"
You know, have people ever been to festivals or shit like that? You see people like throw beers up in the air.
Yeah, how many?
I mean, like,
how many? Look at darts.
Yeah.
Any nightclub, you see if you come out of that nightclub with foot beer on you, I don't know what you're doing.
Yeah, or bands or whatever, like lead singer sometimes. I'll chuck in
Triple H, front row.
Time to play the game.
And that was his spitting water, which is bad, which is worse.
Yeah, that's water that's been contaminated. That's water that's been in his mouth. That's water that could possibly have germs with it. Now people say, "Oh, but Cerny was drinking at the bottle, and you got this and that." But I mean, come on. Like, what would you rather land on? You right? Water from a bottle that somebody's drunk out of, or water that is directly been sitting in somebody's mouth for like 5 seconds that they've been like regurgitating on or whatever? I mean, come on.
Yeah, no, it's ridiculous. I mean, police.
I actually cannot believe they're making a deal out of this. I just cannot. The game is fucking gone. Simon Jordan can talk about, oh, he's a professional. Yeah, but he's got he should have passion. Or at least you'd want.
Yeah,
if he plays for your club, you would want.
During the same game, right? Celtic fans were levering Rangers players with bottles, glass and plastic, right? What's worse? And that doesn't mean Cerny needs to stoop to their level, right, and start winging them back into the crowd. But it's like, see, soaking people with water. That is as like tame as you. There's nothing even wrong with it. See these people claim assault. No, it's fucking hilarious, right? No, why? No,
who got subbed off for Celtic in this game? Name me someone who got subbed off.
Come
on, name someone.
Who got fucked? Kuhn, half time. He got subbed off at half time.
Right. Let's. Was Dyson Maeda on the pitch till the end?
Aye.
Let's say Dyson Maeda scores a goal in the third minute, right? See if Kuhn. See if this is at Ibrox and Kuhn's sitting on the sidelines drinking his water bottle and Dyson Maeda scores to make it 3-2 in the 90th minute. See if he gets up and starts celebrating down the touchline to go and celebrate with Dyson Maeda, and he's sprinting down the touchline, and while doing so he just turns at the Rangers fans and squirts his water bottle at them and soaks them. Are the same people that are condemning Cerny here, are they going to come on and say, oh, Kuhn should be jailed or should be banned? Absolutely not.
No,
they're going to be bigging it up and they're going to go, oh, what a legend Kuhn is. Look at that, soaking them in the front row. It is, man. It's fucking bullshit. I've no respect for anyone that's coming out bashing this because because if it was the other way about, they would have, they'd be bigging it up, man. They'd be praising it. How can they give a shit? Honestly, I mean, see if fucking Davy Gray ran down the touchline. You'd be pissed that you're losing, but I'd accept it because I'd be like, well, you know what? See if Lawrence Shankland was doing it, I'd be like, that's funny. You know,
see the people that get soaked, right? You'd be fuming, right? You would be. You'd be like, that fucking bastard soaked me and they've just scored. You would. I totally get that. But see a culture. Look at the world, man. There's wars going on across the world, right? People getting blown up, shot, whatever, and these fuckers are trying to claim assault with us. It's pathetic. It's actually unacceptable. I mean, and then people are like, oh, but Rangers tried to get the police involved when Griffiths attached the scarf at Ibrox. And you know what? I disagree with that. He attached the scarf, right? The police do not need to get involved there.
Scarf, was it?
Celtic scarf.
That's banter, though.
Yeah, that's just a back and forth thing.
That's Griffiths just trying to antagonise people. Yeah. I think you want that in football. I've no issue with that. I think that's alright.
Yeah, and it's It's pathetic, this, man.
I can understand why the home fans don't like it, but I think
yeah, but no one was calling for Griffiths
crime?
to get an 8-game ban.
What crime is he committing?
Yeah. So Simon Jordan went on to say, but I'm not sure where the police go with it. What is this insurgent? Is this a Donald Trump moment where they charge him with giving the Celtic fans license to riot? End of quote. What, Simon Jordan referring back to what, January 6th there? Is that what he's going for? I mean, come on. I mean, what the fuck's this about?
Simon Jordan's a fucking loser that nobody likes, and no one respects this guy's opinion. Doesn't know nothing about Scottish football. Doesn't know nothing about football in general. Lives in his own wee English bubble. Thinks that everything in England's great and everything outside England's crap. Well, fuck Simon Jordan. Nobody thinks this guy's great. Nobody's ever listened to Simon Jordan. Nobody with more than 2 brain cells listens to this radio show and go, oh, he's a intelligent pundit or he's a extremely funny host. Nobody likes Simon Jordan. He is like a shitey, less controversial version of Michael Stewart. You know what? I think Michael Stewart actually has a bit of knowledge about the game. He's just a dick who seems to, I don't know, maybe...
I think Michael Stewart can be a bit funny.
Yeah, I know he can be, but maybe Michael Stewart just tries to be controversial to get people to hate him at it. But I'd much rather listen to Michael Stewart than this guy.
Yeah.
What's this guy ever done?
He owned Palace, didn't he, at one point? Crystal Palace. Who cares? So, Danny Murphy said... it was stupid. I don't see it being a police matter. He has got carried away. He'll be fined by the club and he might even get a ban. End of quote. Right, I referenced this earlier on, I think it was my channel. Griffiths, who booted a flare into the stands, right? A smoking flare. Didn't get a match ban, right? He got 16 grand or something. 15 for Celtic, 1 for Dundee. What's worse? Obviously booting of the flare's worse, right? Isn't it? So, if that doesn't get a match ban, which I would not have gave a match ban for, by the way, right? It's like, this is never in a million years going to result in a match ban. And to see if it does result... Like, to see if Cerny has played his last game in Scottish football in terms of domestically, because obviously he's still got a few games in the Europa League, then this is scandalous, man. Isn't it?
Yeah, imagine Cerny got a ban that took him to the end of the season.
There was a couple of years ago, another incident, like Lustig took the police officer's hat and he put it on his own head and he was like celebrating. And people are like, oh, Rangers fans wanted him done. But that's pathetic as well. Yeah, if a member of the public does that, right, does it get blown up a wee bit more because, they're a member of the public, they're not a footballer? Aye, it does. Of course it does. That's just, that's these, they're higher, they're not higher rated human beings.
Yeah, but the way I see it, let's say that Tierney's running down and a Celtic fan squirts him with his bottle of water. Does he deserve to be banned for the stadium?
No, I don't think he does.
No.
Right? The only thing you can argue is, well, you don't know what's hidden. I mean, obviously with Cerny, right, they're drinking water. Or it might be like Lucas said, sport. With a fan, there's no 100% guarantee that you know what they're bringing into the stadium, right? But reality is, if it is water, is Cerny going to be fucking... I mean, it's a bit of water. It's not... It's like, it wasn't a tsunami, man. It was a 500ml bottle. And it's not like he sprayed it in one person. He's run up the touchline, man, and they probably barely felt it before, but... Fuck it, we're done. If this actually results in any police action / a ban, I've lost a lot of respect for a lot of people. It's embarrassing. But we take pride in this fixture and we say, oh, it's a hard-hitting derby. It's not like the ones down south, the tourist leagues, the 50-50 scarves, the half and halves, and now we're afraid of a bit of fucking water. No, seriously though.
Yeah.
No, I mean, it's not all about fucking fans kicking lumps at each other and, players getting... hit with objects, because we don't want players getting hit with objects.
It's just so hypocritical, because everyone that's saying that this should be banned, or they'd be delighted if it was the opposite way about it.
No, I know.
They would be. See if it was Celtic that won and Nicholas Kuhn that was running down spraying Rangers fans, the same people that want Cerny banned would be going, oh, Kuhn, what a legend. Hope he stays forever. Guys worth 100 mil, you'd be getting all this sort of shite.
Yeah, no, absolutely. It's ridiculous, man. It's criminal charges. It's beyond a fucking joke. But you know what? The one positive I will take from it is it's caused a bit of drama to talk about. It's made the fixture even bigger. Because I mean, it could have just been looked at as a great wee 3-2 win for Rangers.
But it's deflecting away from the fact that Rangers actually did win the game.
Which they did, and it was
And
fantastic.
and
Get
that-
right around them.
And all you hear is excuses. Oh, we didn't have McGregor, or we didn't play our best. That's why Rangers beat us. Or it was a meaningless game, and no, this one. All you're hearing is, oh, Watergate. The fact is, Rangers have now beat Celtic twice in a row. Once with Clement, once with Barry Ferguson. And for me, Brendan Rodgers, I'm not going to say he's getting found out, because I never believed he was this messiah anyway. But I do genuinely believe that Brendan Rodgers has benefited from his time at Celtic. He had it easy. You look at his first stint, Rangers weren't even the second best team in the country. The 2 full years that Rodgers spent at Celtic, Rangers finished third in the league. So, and then obviously the year where Rangers did get back into second, Rodgers left that halfway through that season. So in his first stint, he was dealing with a Rangers team that had just came up for the championship and wasn't even the second best team in Scotland. And then he comes back last season, takes over a very good team that Ange Postecoglou built, by the way. Rodgers has spent a lot of money, and I don't think he's improved it. I think the team is probably player for player. I don't think it's got better, especially when you factor in and spent 20 million on 2 players that just have not performed up to that, that amount. And
But no, the thing is, see with those two.
even last season, Rodgers was so lucky that Rangers fucking imploded, because they did chuck away that 7-8 point lead. Mm-hmm. And Rangers got themselves into pole position. Rangers got themselves into a position where the bookmakers were making Rangers the 2-7 odds-on favourites. And then obviously Rangers fell away. Rodgers won the league and always forgiven. But I mean, people were calling for Rodgers' head last season.
Yeah, people were calling for his head on Sunday. No, I disagree with that. He should not be getting his head called for. Yo, is it good enough, right? And there's both sides of the arguments. People are turning around and saying, oh, who cares if we lost because we're 13 points clear. But as we said earlier, that's now 3 games in a row where they've been outplayed. They've lost the midfield battle. We did a combined 11 there. I can't even remember what fit it was. I think it might be the SP4 Review show. And the midfield was all Celtic. But the reality is, Rangers have won the midfield battle the last 3 games. And when you win the midfield battle, 9 times out of 10 you win the game of football. So they need to sort that out. And they can use the McGregor excuse all they want, but they lost 3-0 at Ibrox with him. And to conclude it,
McGregor's getting older. He's not getting better as a player.
No, but see Adam Adair, right, and Engels. There's a lot of goal contributions in there between them this season, right? Penalties, whatever, tap-ins, you name it. But see if you take those 2 out of the Celtic, say they didn't get signed, Celtic still win the league. Celtic probably easily still get through in the Champions League. They're probably still on for a treble. See if you're spending 20 million Scottish football, you need to be adding
the 20 million needs to be
difference
counting, and
makers.
it's not.
No, yeah, and that is the problem. That is the problem with spending that amount of money in this league. It's spending 20 million in this league, to me, it's probably near enough spending it's probably about spending more than 200 in the English Premier League. Because we've seen the English Premier League,
I think
people get signed for 50 million and they're nobody.
Celtic signing Ida and Engels for the amount that they did would be like a club in England. A top club in England spending buying 2 £100 million plus players. And to be fair, we've seen Man United do that over the years, and it's not made a single fucking difference.
Anthony was 85.
We've seen Chelsea do it.
Yep.
We've seen a lot of those clubs spend. Sometimes you're getting players that are 70, 80 million, and you're like, who is that? Who is this guy? And that's fucking mental, because it used to be whenever big money was being spent, it was on a world-class player that had already proven himself.
Partly
Now we're seeing in England, we're seeing top money being spent on unknowns.
Partly Kyogo's on the transfer list at Rennes. Could I dare? I mean, I tell you what, I'd be doing everything in my power to get rid of Kyogo.
Yeah, people are like, oh.
But then that's Kyogo. If he doesn't want to rejoin, which he probably won't.
Well, he did get put into the Japanese team.
No idea how. Nah, Japanese. It doesn't make any sense why he picks Hitachi and Maeda but no Kyogo.
It would almost make you believe, right, that there is some sort of law in the Japanese national team where you can't pick 2 players from the same club. You would imagine there's almost some sort of a requirement. Yeah. I cannot understand why Kyogo was not getting picked, and then as soon as he leaves Celtic to sit on the Rennes bench, he's getting picked. Doesn't make any sense.
Crazy, folks, but good for him he wasn't sitting on the Celtic bench, or else he'd have got soaked. But until next time, we'll be back soon. Peace.